And here, my dear friends, is one more video for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share with a friend. My dear friends, we're always looking for the answers elsewhere, but the answers many times are right next to us. So today, I want to talk a little bit about the 5 foods which are most lethal in our environment. Number 1, I was a chemistry major before I became a Harvard doctor, a Harvard trained doctor, surgeon. Number 1 is popcorn. Popcorn has a terrible chemical called diacetyl. Diacetyl causes bronchiolitis obliterans. It obliterates your bronchioles. It's a terrible death. But the thing that scares me the most, it causes a cancer and you can't get out of your system. So you ate popcorn last month, that stays in your system. Diacetyl stays in your system for months and years, okay? So, number 1, do not eat popcorn. Number 2, cakes, candies, and crackers. Now, these are very, very dangerous because of trans fats and saturated fats. Now, what's worse? Trans fats, of course, is worse. It doesn't exist in nature. Why do companies put trans fat in foods? It's for texture and to last a long time. What is the problem with trans fat? It causes intestinal cancer, you guys. You know that. All right, let's talk about the sandwich, the breakfast sandwiches, which are terrible. The breakfast sandwiches, you guys, have low fiber, very low fiber. Maybe if you do it at home, it's okay. But if you purchase it, it has low fiber. The problem with low fiber is that it causes diverticulitis. It causes ulcers. It causes intestinal cancer. So, breakfast sandwiches, very, very bad. Soups. The soups, you guys, the soups are terrible because they have 2,000 milligrams of salt. You're only designed to consume 500 milligrams of salt. Forget the fact it gives you strokes, heart disease. The short-term thing that really scares me, that's why so many Americans are deaf, is the inner ear. The pressure gets so high, you become deaf. So we talked about canned soups, we talked about cakes, we talked about popcorn, we talked about soda. Soda, you guys, it's 16 ounces, okay? 16 ounces of soda is about 50 milligrams of sugar. 50 milligrams of sugar, a refined sugar. So refined sugar, a man is only allowed 150 per day and a woman 100. That 116 ounces has 200 or plus. The rule of thumb is very simple. Basically, 40 grams of refined sugar is 8 spoons. 50 is 10. So basically, what you're talking about is 200 grams of calories. We know from the famous restricted calorie diets, when they were feeding the rats twice a day. The rats lived about 2 years. They started feeding the rats twice a day, just once a day. The rat lived 3 years. Then they fed the rats one day yes, one day no. The rats lived 4 years. Then they started feeding the rats twice a week, is something like 5 years. The point is, they thought, well, it must be something with rats. They tried with monkeys. Yeah, guess what they discovered? That when they restricted the calories on the monkeys, they lived twice as long, from 20 to 40 years. So the diet restriction studies shows conclusively that 60% of all American hospitals would be empty if we restricted our calories. So a man is allowed 150 calories a day, a woman 100. Just one 16-ounce soda is 200 calories of refined sugar. So soda, here are the 5 poisons of the world. Sugar, refined, too much refined calories. It's basically 200 grams per 50, 200 calories per 50 grams. 2, soup, because of extremely high sodium, 2,000. The body only allows 500 a day. 3, cakes, because of trans fat, which don't exist in nature and give you intestinal cancer. 4, breakfast sandwiches, which have no fiber and gives you diverticulitis and ulcers and also intestinal cancer. And we talked about, what am I forgetting here, you guys? Help me. So, popcorn, which has diacetyl. Diacetyl causes bronchiolitis obliterans and a cancer, but you can't get rid. It stays in your system. So you guys, this is Dr. Ray, the king of beauty and the king of health.